Hi, Mike Gordon, and sorry I didn't upload anything or let you guys know what happened yesterday. I didn't do any live streams. Oh no, I have just a small batch of games left to complete to wrap up Summer Sega. I think I'm done with this game. But anyways, this is a Congo Bongo for the Sega Arcade. Another game since I'm away at college. Here are the rules for a perfect playthrough. This is one of those games with a select number of levels that just loop endlessly, but on increasingly hard difficulty settings. So all I have to do to beat this game and achieve a perfect playthrough by my own definitions is to complete a single loop in order to beat the game. It's 4 levels, so and because this is a game I own as part of Stock's Ultimate Justice Collection, I am just gonna dish out on the max amount of credits that the game will let me put in, since this is basically free play. 90 credits instead of 99? Okay, whatever. Look, this is a really short game, so what I'm probably gonna do is this. If this takes too long, I'm just gonna cut ahead to when I make to the next time I make 4 pro. Oh god. Alright. Oh. So watch the coconuts. I jumped too soon again. And these are really super precise jumps. This is so old school that you realize that this game the jumps don't really have much weight or pull. It doesn't feel like you have a whole lot of control. Very limited amount of control. I've gotta get the monkeys off me. Come on. Stupid monkeys. Stupid monkeys. Alright, I'm gonna skip ahead to my next attempt, which only required 1 credit. Yeah, the plot is the monkey decides to set you on fire, so you're gonna repay the favor. This game is clearly meant to compete with Donkey Kong, so even before they entered the console market for the console wars with the NES and Master System, Nintendo weren't even console developers at the time. All they had were those little Game & Watch devices that they had. So it took me several attempts, but a good clue as to where he'll throw the monkeys is to watch the big gorilla's position. In what hand he throws the coconut from, and I died again. For now, I'm just gonna keep at this until I make 4 progress, and then I will just skip ahead to if I die earlier on. The actual footage for this game took well over an hour, I think 2 hours tops. So I was just dying over and over to the stupidest shit you can think of. And then the nerves were getting to me and I started relapsing. Stupid monkeys. You can't really jump very far while they're hugging you. I just dodged that. Finally, we reached the gorilla, but he's getting away. So, the gorilla sets you on fire while you're camping, so you're gonna chase him down and pay him back for that. Not exactly the same kind of stakes as as Jumpman trying to rescue Pauline from Donkey Kong's clutches. But whatever, it's an isometric platformer with some really impressive looking graphics for the time. So I could see a scenario where people would rather play this. But I was stuck in this level for such a long time. It's ridiculous. I just could not figure out the pattern with the rhinos. Like, I kept thinking maybe I could jump over them or dodge them, but I couldn't. I could outrun them. If I try to dodge them, I get sniped by another rhino. It's just ridiculous. At least I have a high score now, so just gotta use the typical initials of ah. This took me a while to figure out that I have to press a different button to end it automatically, but hey, new high score. He said something, I guess. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to the very next attempt where I make it all the way to round 3. Again, this is a real... If I don't do that... If I were to just skip ahead or just simply feature the one attempt that was successful... Here's the thing, if I just skip to the successful attempt, you get like... Not even a 5-minute video. It's more like a 2 or 3 minute video, I would say. That would be by far the shortest perfect playthrough. So really, what you're seeing here is basically a greatly truncated version of the grind through the 90 credits to when I finally beat this motherfucker. Now, there were a couple other arcade titles I could have covered at the same time, like Zaxxon or Super Zaxxon. They're the only other Sega Arcade games I've yet to cover on my channel at any capacity. Similar to Congo Bongo, they are games that in which you can clear a cycle. There is the additional condition of beating the final boss to clear that cycle. That would be a perfect playthrough. Those games, however, are so bloody difficult, I'm not gonna bother, and oh god. I can't believe I was so close. And I think I just misclicked and pressed something else instead. So, another time where I put in my initials. New high score, at least. And I guess I'm not skipping ahead quite yet. I think I just made it to round 3 in back-to-back attempts. But round 3, I just couldn't complete. I just couldn't clear that round to save my life. Of course, I need to jump up to get the monkeys off of me. I have to watch the girl's positioning so I could safely cross the river. Honestly, with round 2, I want to talk about round 2. This is a method I was using. It did me well early on, but I found a better method to help me get to this guy better. But it basically hinges on how many snakes there are on that final platform. At this stage, I just could not get past the rhinos. Like, I jumped over one rhino and get sniped by that one. Yeah! So close! Oh, found an extra life, or at least bonus points. But it doesn't matter because I died immediately and I died again. Game over again. Ugh. Another high score. 3 names of trivia. I'm skipping a few later because I kept dying in either rounds 1 or 2, so we're skipping. So we're getting another skip. The craziest part is God damn it. You saw at the last boss of the second as I got there, I'm gonna drop the coconut on him with my left hand. Fucking asshole. Use those monkeys just Close. Careful. Ah! So, you think this would be like the bad attempt, so I should be skipping that. Maybe this was just an attempt that I overlooked, but I don't know, I made a time skip here. So clearly I made some forward progress. Yep, I finally made it to the big hairy ape. To the damn hairy ape, I should say. Alright, I got the good RNG with the snakes. Only 2 of them instead of 3. And I got an extra life for my efforts. More bonus points, but unfortunately it takes a while to realize, A, jumping down that hole is not super reliable, and B, you don't really want to go for the points because you still have to worry about the rhinos. But it's a new high score. Soon all the high scores will belong to Ugh. Come on, let's push the green monkey off. It of course comes back down here. Get these monkeys off of us. Alright, we got good RNG here. And now we're chasing the damn hairy ape to the 2nd level. Good snake RNG. Okay, there's 2 snakes. So I just have to not mess this up. Good. That means we are gonna be right back in for all our lives intact. Here, we got an extra life. Oh, shit. And we lost it right away. Come on, let's go. So close! Every time I start climbing up that ledge, that rhino just runs up to me and he snipes me before I can get there. And it's the 3rd score this time. A downgrade from before, but it's another entry in the high scores list. I guess that's what happens when you excel expectations levels 1 and 2 instead of dying a lot in levels 1 and 2. Or especially level 1. I don't start dying on level 2 till much later. Often to bad RNG or just stupid mistakes on my end. And I barely made it to the next level. And this is where we get bad snake RNG. There's 3 snakes on that island instead. But I managed to make the most of it. Okay, so bad number of snakes, but at least I made my jumps and the snakes cooperated. That last plane is platforms down near impossible complete. Ah, come on. Stars, we're nowhere. Okay, now we have a hot core, but we lost the life as soon as we got it. The two rhinos back there, seriously? Alright, let's go. You need to let me go! Fuck! Oh, fuck! Another high score tree. I think it's like second or yeah, it's second. Now all the scores belong to a couple of them are sub. Let's say sub 5 digits. No, I'm not gonna gun for a high score and a 6-digit high score. That would probably involve beating the game like several times. Or getting all the big score bonuses, dying a lot, and then getting to the gorilla with a really high end of level bonus. And then staying alive until you could get another X. God. Please tell me I mean. Well, obviously, I edited out all my failed attempts. At least all the failed attempts where I didn't make it back to level 3. So obviously, I make it back to level 3 here. So, god damn. Down our last life, we have bad snake RNG. I don't like the looks of that. I just kept dying to these snakes around this time. Especially since the nerves start getting to me here. But, hey look! We got an extra life at the end of the level thanks to a high enough end of level bonus. So, you get 2 tries on the rhinos instead of 1. Again, I hate these goddamn rhinos. And there was no way to jump over that because there were like 3 of them grouped together. Now it's just the 4th score, so it kind of sucks. So like 16 attempts later, 15, 16 attempts later, because I kept dying in levels 1 and 2, a bunch of stupid shit. Let's make it back to catch up to the gorilla with very little effort. Will level 2 cooperate? There's 2 snakes. That's good. God damn, fuck. I've already started dying to these stupid serpentine snakes in the grass. I guess I only died the 1 time, and I'm not too far away from gaining an extra life. Never mind, I died and both times. I don't even get a high score, so because all of my other scores are 5 digits long, and that score was 4 digits, so that's the breaks. But I counters out this time. I'm at 54. Meaning I just make it right back in the very next episode. I mean, the very next attempt. Alright, make it to the damn hairy ape. And of course, I get stopped by the monkey because my patience is running really thin here. But at least I didn't skirt the snakes this time, and I am off the hippo. Unfortunately, I'm pretty far removed from getting another extra life, so once I hit the bonus, my only hope is beating this level. Like, I have really low bonus. Never mind, I got in the holes by mistake, but got an extra life. Not that really matters, so I'm probably expected to get a high score. If I stop dying... Always my score. Third best, okay, that ain't too bad. Nowhere close to like my third attempt at the third level. And of course I make it back on my very next attempt because of course I do. Thought I would have got hit by the coconut, but apparently not. Hit by the stupid coconut as I jumped across the platform. Of course I do. Get off me, stupid monkey. I make it back to the damn hairy ape. A really low score bonus. It really feels like I'm getting worse at this game instead of better. Okay, I got good RNG here. And I don't expect to get a high score here, though. Yes! Never mind, he ran away again. Yes, as it turns out, there's one more level to go after this. Okay, you see the big flame next to the sleeping ape? That is the sign that this is the final level. Hey, wait, Probably shouldn't have jumped on that platform, but I thought I'd be able to catch the fish. I have 2 more attempts at this, please don't let me down. Please, for the love of God, don't let me down. I missed the fish again! Cooperate with me, hippos and fish. And I jumped in the water and I died. We're at the end. Alright, let's see how many more attempts this takes. 8 more attempts to get back to level 4. You know what? This better be my last attempt. I hope this is either my last attempt or damn close to it. It took me another 8 tries to get... So, I'm not just gonna accept a run that takes me all the way up to level 3 again. I'm going up to level 4. You don't need to see me struggle and die a bunch of times and get game overs at levels 3 or 2 or 1 anymore. Level 4 is the peak now of what I'm willing to show. Alright, I'm getting through the first 2 stages with flying colors. Let's see if I can consistently get past the rhinos here. Yes, the most painstakingly stupid fucking rhino sniping me last second. Alright, I cut my cores a lot more neatly, and now I'm able to chase the stam area to the back to the final level. Please let this be the the one. Ah, shit. Right, the fish decided it wants to eat me now, so fell in the water and I died. I need the lily. I missed the platform at the end, really? Really, game? At first I die at the So how many more tries will the next attempt take? Wow, only 2. Wow, I do think this, okay, now I'm pretty certain this is the last attempt, and it looks like the mouse cursor's on the corner of the screen here. Sorry about that. What? Alright, making it to the damn hairy ape in level 1 with flying colors. Go to Snake RMG, go to Snake Place as well. It's all technique on my end, and I'm back to level 3, and isn't me or my scores heading to level 3 getting lower and lower? Probably because I'm not dying in the earlier levels like I used to. I'm not even chasing these. Put those rhinos and their little pincer attacks, damn them all to hell. And I get into a hole where I got sniped by the rhino, so I'm down to my very last life. Come on. Alright, we made it back to the final level. But we only have 2 lives. We just got an extra life, by the way, so there's that. So I have even fewer attempts than last time. But can we do it? Yeah, alright, we just have to dodge these rhinos. And there we are! We have finally beaten the game! Or at least beaten the cycle. Set the damn angry ape on fire! And now we're in the second... loop. With new enemies and whatnot, and I'm just gonna die. I made a mistake on that slope here, but it doesn't matter, right? I've already beaten the game, so that's it. I hope. So I'm just gonna take the game over. The new high score is all mine. Finally, I've beaten the game. I do think it was rewarding getting to that point that I want to show off to you guys, so please show your appreciation by leaving a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I do hope you look for this weekend's weekend rentals. This is the end of Summer of Sega 2025 as we know it. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.